Put your hands together and let's chant the Adi mantra. Close your eyes and start breathing in, breathing out. Just feel your body with your eyes closed. We are coming together to this moment as men. Inhale deeply. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Adgured Namah, Jugadgured Namah, Sadgured Namah, Siri Gurudev Namah, Adgured Namah, Jugadgured Namah, Sadgured Namah, Siri Gurudev Namah, Adgured Namah, Jugadgured Namah, Sadgured Namah, Siri Gurudev Namah. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Welcome to this class. I'm very happy to be with you, and I want to give some information before we start. So first of all, this is a record class. I cannot be with you live because some travel, COVID, quarantine, and all the stuff. So I'm not live with you. But there are people who are attending the chat right now who can take notes of every question that you have. And at the end of this presentation, we are going to have a live session with Rai Singh, who is going to host all the questions that you have, and you can make as many as you want. Secondly, I need to give time every time I speak for the translation. So I'm going to do my best effort for the translation team. So let's start. First of all, I'm very happy to be with you right here, even if it's not live. Because as men, we are going through a lot of challenge, as women as well. In this society, in this era that we are living right now, we are being tested a lot. Everyone is going to be tested. Everyone is being tested almost every day. And relationships are suffering a lot because of this. Because we don't have the basic knowledge about how to relate between a man and a woman. We thought that using the same pattern that our fathers did, it will work. And for you, men out there who has excellent examples, I'm very happy for you. But for the majority of us, that doesn't exist. So we either didn't have a good example, or the one that we have was really poor. So we don't know exactly when this began. I mean, these bad examples. But we know that it has been for a long time. And when you try to define what a man is for a man, it's really difficult. It's really difficult because we cannot find very good examples all around. We really don't find those examples in our lives, because we as humans, we are comparing all the time, so we look for examples. And unfortunately, we don't have some good examples in our lives. Man is tested at its highest, not at the lowest. That is why it's so difficult. Because when you think of one man that it's supposed to be good, then you remember that that man did wrong too. So it doesn't has the same value, or you immediately say like, okay, this is not the highest standard that I'm looking for because he made that mistake. But the reality is, what man in earth, what woman in earth does not mistakes? It might be because we try to compare the man, the figure, with God, because we tend to think that God is in a male position, when actually it's not. But culturally, that's what we do. So it's really difficult to find good examples in life. So the first thing I want to tell you is that for you as a man to become the one that you want to come, you need to embrace all your mistakes. Those mistakes are part of you. Those mistakes are who you are also. And they are very important. Until you don't embrace your mistakes and hug them, you cannot become who you want to be. It's that simple. And it doesn't matter What is the standard that others are going to put on you to test you? Breathe, inhale deep, and embrace your mistakes. Those are the gifts from God to you so you can become great. All the things that you have done in the past are there for you as a gift. A lot of gifts. Okay, so we are here. Why we are here? What we are going to do today? Today we are together because we want to speak to you about the law of approach. The law of approach. That sounds, what is that? What Rai Singh is talking about. So, the law of approach is a technique, it's basically that. It's some steps that if you follow them, if you apply them in your relationship, you will have wisdom. You will have in your hands a way to ease your relationship. Like a bowl that is dripping water. To circulate the prosperity in your relationship. But more than that, you will be able to sustain your relationship. Because if you don't have this, it's probably that you are in a very chaotic relationship. If you don't know the importance of security for your woman, then there is a high probability that your relationship is very chaotic. And that's how it is. It's just how the things are. Try to put every color on the person. Try to put every facet, every aspect. It doesn't matter. Men and women are in the essential what they are. So if you are a man with another man, in some capacity this applies to you. If you are a woman with another woman, in some capacity this applies to you. But this class is essentially for a man and a woman. This class is for men. So if you are a woman here, I don't know what you are doing here. Besides the moderator who is going to be here, which is a woman, thanks to you, you are not in the right place. So men, let's speak about security in the relationship. Security in the relationship between a man and a woman is one of the most important things. You cannot understand how important it is. It's so important that if you don't deliver this, you are going to end your relationship, or your woman is going to hate you, or your woman is going to want to ditch you all the time. that important it is. So what happens normally these days? What is going on? What is happening in this era that we are living? So first of all, we need to understand that in this Aquarian age, as I said before, we are all being tested. But at the same time, what you need to understand is that there is also another thing. We are being in the lab for many years. We are in a lab, a laboratory, you know. We are putting the society under test. A, B, C, D, E. A lot of tests. And we don't really know what's going to come out of this. It depends on us. You directly have a responsibility on this, in this human laboratory. We are constantly changing all the environments. We are constantly changing the behaviors and testing what is working and what is not. That's what we do all the time. So more and more different tests are being done. You are part of that also. So let's put that on earth. What that means? That means that we are constantly changing, provoking, and testing things that we are doing as a family. Different variations of the things. So in the past, it was very determined how things were. Right? Like the man will work, the woman will maintain the house and will raise the kids. That was the old way. But today, we are not in that time. So women are professionally developed and they either go to university or they are a lone mother and they need to work or they need to work in any capacity, because we also need more money to sustain the kind of life that we want. So both men and women are working, which is the truth now. But what happened with the kids? The kids are being basically raised by the nannies. So is the nanny capable of giving all that child needs? Not really. No. That child needs the woman for a period of time. But we are together in this. This is not something that we are planning as men. This is something that every family decides, and we pay respect for every decision that is made. If a family decides that every member of the family is going to work, then we respect that and we try to support that family in any way possible. But it's being very difficult. Childs are being raised by no one, by mobile phones. So what kind of society we are creating with this? No one knows. That is the laboratory. That's what I mean. So it is the place for women to stay in home? No, I'm not saying that. It is the place for men to be at home? No. what I believe is that society needs to come out with new ways to achieve this that we are trying to achieve, where women can have the opportunity to professionally develop, have all the opportunities that she needs and she wants, and at the same time that we have covered the family, because family is the nucleus of our society. It's not other thing. Don't try to think in another way. Even if you want to, go ahead. So that's why I say that we are in a laboratory. And it's changing very fast. So what is our role here? Where we can do better? Where is the space for improvement? Well, you have a lot of space for improvement. You as a man has a very important role in the family, but let's not even go to the family. Let's just keep it on the couple, men and women. So just leave it there. Just the couple, the relationship, where all start. So we have this important role, and you messed up a lot in your relationship, in your communication. Because all the time you are giving time space. I'm going to explain that. But all the time you are giving time and space. Time and space. Time and space. You are giving time and space, and you are not being direct, and you are not being a fuck to your woman. Fuck. Okay? So by doing that, what you are provoking is that you are planting the seeds of insecurity with small things for you, which are huge things for your woman. Those little things that you don't understand from your woman, that are very important for her, are not so important for you. And there is where we come back to the example. We don't have the good examples. Of how that is done properly. I didn't have it. I have to learn it. In the hard way. In the very hard way, let's say. Are you with me? Put in the chat. I know I'm not live, but I want to know if you are feeling me, if you are with me, whatever your reaction it is, just keep here. I mean, I'm not talking rocket science or anything like that. I'm here for you. I'm very honored to be here, by the way. Okay, so security. So we are making mistakes all around, all the time. You are planting the seeds of insecurity because you don't know how to speak to your woman. So what first of all, What is the phenomenon? What is the thing that happens when you plant these seeds of insecurity? By your communication. Just by that. Just by communication. Communication and facts. Right? What you say and what you do. Well, it's quite simple. You recognize maybe a state from the woman where she is going to be totally on you, like discussing and not giving you any inch of space. Do you recognize that state of your woman? Where you go from your work, you get at home, whatever configuration you have in your family, you get at home, and she is your woman, she is in the home, and by nothing, because of nothing, she will start just what I call hammering on you. Why you did this? But why you did it like this? Can you explain to me how you can be so? Why you do this? Why you are like this with me? And more questions that get you crazy, that you don't understand where that is coming from. You don't have idea. You don't have a clue. And it's really funny because you are there trying to, to protect yourself. You don't know what to say because everything that you say is going to be used against you. Anything that you try to appeal or anything you try to say, it doesn't really matter whether you give what is being asked or you don't. So there is this Hindu goddess. I don't remember the name. I'm not Yogi Bayan. I'm not from India, so I don't know these names. So, but there is this goddess, which is like kind of a demon. And she has, I think, a sword in one hand and is dancing with a crazy face over the men, jumping. That is the representation of a very insecure woman. But where that insecurity come from? That's the most important thing. And that is the irony of this. It comes from you. You create that. Okay, I know. There are different configurations that can happen. That woman can have an inner insecurity just by being raised by some kind of parents. The father didn't give the security that the child needs, that woman, that little girl. So piece of insecurity it came from there. Right, accept that. It's true. That is what majority of women have to deal with. And we have to deal with. And everyone in society needs to deal with. So why you think we are living what we are living? If it's not because fathers are not being supported of the little girl, of the girl. Why all this of so many women hating on men, saying so cruel things and acting like this? Because that man was not present. It was not there. So we are creating a lot of trauma. We are creating a lot of drama. You need to just embrace it. Suck it up. It's just what it is. It's where we have lead things. Now we pay the price. I'm happy to pay the price. Be you also happy to pay the price. It's your honor. So, that insecurity that we are creating, how we are creating it, how it is possible that woman can enter in that state where she wants to destroy you because you were not able to deliver. And really, it doesn't matter what is the topic that's been on the plate. With this I mean, it doesn't matter what is the thing that's going on that she is on you because of. The topic, it doesn't matter. It could be just that you forgot to do something, as simple as take the dog out, or it can be something as you forgot to take out the garbage. That can create a whole nightmare. So, before we continue, I want to ask you, do you recognize this? Put it on the chat. Right now, put it on the chat. I'm not going to see it, but someone is going to see it. You are going to see it. Please, put on the chat. Do you recognize this state? Of your woman? If not, I'm very happy for you. You are doing great. Maybe. But if you do recognize this, then keep with me. Because I'm going to teach you this law of approach, that's what you need to basically save your marriage, save your relationship, if you have a true, honest will to do it. I'm very happy to be here. My soul is very connected with you. I feel very connected to all this information. It's not sexy, right? It's not like the pornography that some of you might see sexy. No, it's not, but this is the reality. That all the other diversions that you seek for, that you spend so much time and money on, that's just diversion. This is the reality for men. So, you know what is the phenomenon, right? You know what is going on. Security creates this state. Sorry, insecurity. Insecurity creates this state where the woman is going to attack you because of what you think is nothing. But you know what? It's actually not nothing. It's really something. You are really something. What nice sounds, right? So you are really something. Yeah, of course. What I mean by that is that you are making a lot of mistakes. If you do, I cannot assume that everyone here is doing mistakes in their communication, in their relationship. But I'm pretty sure there is a lot of men here doing mistakes. So let's cut the crap and let's speak about what this is, how you do it. So it's very simple. It has some steps on it. And it's going to be very difficult for some of you to understand this, because the way that you are wired about how you think you should treat women, what this man is talking about. Just by saying that, it sounds not right. You should treat women? How you should treat women? What he say? Like, yeah, you treat women every day. Don't you realize? It's there all the time. It's better that you realize that is a treatment going on. So, the thing is, it's very simple. We are going to put this in silence so it doesn't bother us. So it's really simple. The thing is that when you speak with your woman, you need to be direct. If you're a man, there are not problems. If you are a man, then problems cannot exist in your life. So go and speak direct. Secondly, you need to be a fact. Un hecho in Spanish. I was very worried about how that pronunciation can be misunderstand. You know, I'm not natively English speaker. I'm Spanish natively speaker. But you need to be a fact. You need to be the reality. You need to be what is true, always. You need to be that. But the thing is that you don't understand that. Because in your capacity as a man, in your configuration, that is not the way we are wired. But when you speak with your woman, you need to be a fact. Well, what I mean by that? It's very lovely. I mean that you need to be always knowing what you are saying. If you don't know something, then you reply that you need to figure out. Because by saying, I don't know, you are a complete idiot. And you position yourself in the relationship as an idiot. Because leaders, which is what you're supposed to be in the relationship, that's how they speak. They don't say, I don't know. They say, I can ask, or we will figure it out. What the woman wants from you in the relationship? You don't understand this. She wants the leadership. Otherwise, why she is with you? But you are so confused about what this means, what this really means. You think like it's commanding. You think like you are the boss. No, it's not that, you dummy. Leadership means that you are at the service of others. Have you been a leader for anything? You are at the service all the time. You are the one person who would never stop. That means leadership. It's really lovely. That's what it is. It's lovely. So the woman needs the leadership. Why she needs the leadership from you? Well, it's very simple. She needs the leadership because in that way she can totally immerse herself into her role. She can be the diva if you are the leader. Otherwise, fuck it. She cannot do a thing because you are not doing what you're supposed to do. She needs to be in every little thing because you are not being the leader. She needs to take care of everything, and plus the things that you are not taking care, because you don't want to accept that you need to be the leader in the relationship, which is be at service. In other way, woman always is stressed out, always is to her point, like she doesn't have time, energy, or anything, not either for you or for her. And she needs that time to cultivate, to meditate, to expand herself, to inspire herself, to inspire you. But you are being the dummy who doesn't want to take that because it thinks it's not from this era, you are putting a lot of pressure on her. That's the reality. It's just that. Women feel so great when you take leadership, when you pull your pants. Now, we can speak a whole class about the definition of that. I can't do that. Unfortunately, because I know that some of you are going to be mistakes, are going to be confused about this. Well, send me an email, send me a message. We can speak about this. But continue with the main topic. That insecurity that you plan on your wife is because you are not being that fact. So, for example, let's speak about examples. So, for example, she's going out to the supermarket because she wants to do some buying for the week, grocery shop. Right? And right before she leaves, she asks you, do we have money? Because everyone needs money to buy. And you say, yeah. And you don't pay the attention that you're required to pay because you are, let's say, the more classic example, you're looking at the TV. And you say, yeah, because you don't pay attention. You are not being a fact. Un hecho. So you say, yeah. Okay? So now she goes to the supermarket because you really think that you have money, but you have no check. So she goes with the car of the family, the car of the couple, whatever. And she's in the line for paying for the groceries. And when she's paying, the car is declined. There is where your woman says, I cannot trust this man. So that's one time. So she calls you, an argument happened, you try to evade what you have done, but you did it. It's just that. And that is exactly not being a fact. Because you say something that was not true. It's that simple. So instead of doing that, what you do is that you check your bank account and then you answer. That's the way you do it. Right? A lot of things are happening in this situation. I cannot explain all of them right now because we don't have the time. But I can tell you a lot of things happening on here. But that's the way. So that's one time. That's one time. And the thing is that that's just not the only time that you did something like that. Let's put another example. Let's say that you are being asked by your woman just 1 hour before leaving your job. She calls you and she says, can you go to the shop before coming home and buy this? And you will say, yeah. Again, you fail. Because you don't understand that you need to put attention to your woman, what she is saying. Because if you communicate with your leader, you expect that communication is going to happen, but you don't give that communication. And there is where you fail miserably, again and again. You don't pay attention. But she also needs to understand that she needs to call for your attention. It doesn't matter just to say, hey, I want to ask you something. That's because we don't understand the nature of men and women. That is. So she says this, you say yay, and what happens? You forgot. You came home, you have visits, the dessert is not there because that is what you need you for, to bring that thing that is important for her, because the visits are their parents, and now you don't have desserts, the store is closed. So you understand what I mean. It doesn't mean mean so much what is the situation. Put it on your life as an example. But you made the mistake of always saying yay, don't put attention, and you give time and space. So I think that I have explained myself very well. About how you made the mistake, but let's give it a little notch of technical aspect, let's call it. Okay, so this is the way to do it. So you don't give time and space unless you can be direct and you can be a fact. That's what it is. Right? Let me write a word here.
Be a fact.
Fact. I want to be sure to pronounce it well. So you don't give time and space to your woman unless you can be 100% sure that you are going to be a fact. So if you say to her, if she asks you, can you go to the grocery after your work? The first is don't give time and space. That is the preference. That it has an order. Don't give time and space. Because your behavior is you don't put attention. So your first behavior needs to be don't give time and space. So if she say that, you can ask, do you have time to go? Can you ask for an Uber to bring it up? Or whatever. You don't give time and space. What means give time and space? Give time and space means that you are saying yes, you are commitment to something. You compromise your time and space. It means that you are going to deliver something at some time in some space. So you need to get used to it, to don't give time and space. So if she says, when are you going to paint the fence? You can say, I'm going to do it when I feel right, when I feel it's the moment. So you are not giving time and space. You are not committing to a specific time in a specific space. But if you say, I'm going to do it this weekend, yet you need to be 100% sure that you are going to deliver. Because otherwise you are just planting the seed of insecurity. Do you know how stupid you are by doing this? By pretending that you can do everything? You can't. That's why a leader communicates what are the boundaries and when he is available and not. Let me tell you something. My wife has told me, because she knows about all this, she told me that she 100% prefer that I say no, I can't, before saying yes, and I can't deliver. That's much worse than saying no. No, I can't. That's what she said. And I think that majority of the women thinks the same. But there you go. You try to be Superman. You think that you can do all. You can't. Just relax about that. What you are trying to prove. You don't understand that your woman has a focus? You don't understand that. You know what the focus of the woman is? Is that this lens that I have in front of me. It captures a specific square. The woman is the same for you. The woman has a focus. And this space, for my woman, if this was her focus, is what I need to fill up. If I am out of focus, I am out of the woman. Every woman has a specific focus in her life. She could be wanting a man, a sensual man, an intelligent man, spiritual man, whatever chakras. It depends on the chakra. So it is 8 possibilities. But her focus is, my man needs to be like this, like a Snapchat. Sorry, I don't know if I say that right, but I mean to a picture. But we are not a picture. We are more than that. What I mean is that she put focus in the things that you do. And if you complete that focus, where the things that you do are the things that she wants, that her man does, then you are going to be okay. But you don't need to try to exceed outside of that. It's completely worthless. It's a waste of time in the relationship aspect, because we have a lot of more. So if you try to be Superman in all areas, to just be that Superman for her, then you are wrong. It's just not needed. She just needs this. That's why I say you don't understand what a focus of a woman is. Don't try to be more than that for her. Just be that. And if you do that, you deliver that, then you are going to be very happy. She's going to be very happy. Okay, coming back to our main topic. So you don't give time and space. That's the thing that you need to understand. Don't give time and space. So you preferably say I can't. You preferably say um, answers that don't have time and space. So you say I'm going to do it when I feel it, or I'm going to do it when I feel the time is right with this. And she asked for a time. You then answer, I can't give you a time right now. That's much better. Of course, sometime you will need to deliver. But in your communication is where you plant the seeds of insecurity or security. And if you are in trouble in your relationship, and if you are, this goddess is your wife, is dancing over you all days, man, you need to do this. It's the only way. You need to bring balance again. Because she totally ditched you. She already say in her head, this, I cannot trust in this man. I can't trust in him. Because a little thing of us take garbage and he says yes to me, he doesn't do it. So if I can not trust on him about that, then I can't trust him. Just simple as that. This is something that requires practice. This is not something that you will get at first, like at the first try. There is a stress, there is environments, there are friends, there are other ways of communication, but this is the technique. And if you use it, you are going to create security in your woman. Because she will believe in you, because what you say is what happens. And right now, probably, majority of men here in this class are not speaking like this. And for your child, for your girl, it's the same thing. Don't lie to her. You don't need to lie to her. Say things as they are. Be true to your child. So in that way, we create a future for everyone. Otherwise, we are creating our graveyards. Stop being so stupid about thinking that a woman needs to be nurtured in a way that she doesn't. Woman needs your security. The security that you give by your facts and your actions and your work. Okay, so again, coming back to the technique, I want to say that the important thing is that you don't give time and space. Start with that. And if you do give time and space, you need to be a totally direct, and you need to be totally a fact. Un hecho. You need to do it. And you need to be 100%. And if you, for any chance, you can't deliver after you say that you can't, then you call her and you say, I cannot deliver. I'm not going to be able to do this. That's much better. That's how a leader communicates with their people. So, in that way, you build a security, you build a security in the eyes of the woman. But this is only going to happen if you take on the responsibility. It requires responsibility. Your woman is not something that you can grant every day, that you can take for granted. Also, she doesn't need to do that with you, but we are speaking about the situation of men with women, not with women with men. So, we have come to the time where we need to end this class. I hope that I have came with more answers than questions, or maybe not. Maybe it's good that you get a bit confused and you need to think and meditate, more important than think, about these things. Again, I'm very honored to be here with you. Now, I think Ayagal is going to direct the chat. I don't know if it's going to be live. He's going to explain how it's going to be. I'm very happy that my brother is taking care here on. Please doesn't take anything that I say in this class out of context. What I say is what I say. That is the technique. These are the teachings, not other. These are just one portion of the teachings. And these are the teachings. And if you want to know more about this and you want to study as I did, then grab Man to Man book and start to read slowly. Because, my dearest yogis, that book is a Bible for us. That book is totally guidance. That book contains a huge amount of information for us. But you need to read it slowly. In between the lines, with a pen in your hand, like marking all the things, because that book has many things, and Yogi Bayan doesn't speak technically. He speaks very complicated, with a lot of information. So in what paragraph you have 10 messages, and you need to read between the lines to understand this. As for example, the law of our approach. It is not a step by step as I describe here. It's more like a jungle where you need to dig in. But this is the technique. Okay? There are many more things that I want to I could share with all of you, but I think it's time that we close here. And again, I'm very honored to be able to participate virtually of this event, and I'm very honored that you participate here. I hope that, again, I have bring some wisdom to your life. And one thing that I'm completely sure is that if your relationship is in danger, it's not that easy. It's really difficult. If you use this technique, the law of approach, then you are going to be safe, and you will take your marriage, your relationship to a safe place. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you, All love surround you, and the light within you guide your way on. Oh dear God, give us the blessings so we can become that man that carry on the novelty, the wisdom through the ages. Let us and give us the energy that we need, the courage to do what we need to do, to be the man in our family, to be the leader that supports, that is lovely, that is there to serve. Give us the strength to carry on and to take our responsibilities so we can be the example and we can take your humanity to the next consciousness. Satnam.